you blow the conch. It takes a minute. You are there, whisked away into the underwater bowels of Maelstrom. She's not in her big queenly chamber on the Wyrmskull Throne. She is off on a sitting reception area underneath a giant crab that serves as a organ, not like a kidney, but like a piano. Yes.
I'm gonna go somewhere else. I don't want to be a part of this conversation.
That's fair. I'll wait. It won't be long.
Uthal, is something the matter?
First, hello. I wanted to ask about the other storm giants.
The attachment that
Yes.
did not.
What?
My fear is that if we are both asking around the same question, is that we both know the answer and we are both uncomfortable just residing with it.
Can we bring them back, and what would it cost to do so?
Diamonds, and probably quite a few of them. My understanding is we do not have a body.
I was worried about that.
Unless you have one. I do not.
I do not have a body. How many died?
To my knowledge, 3.
I had anticipated there would be injuries. Did not necessarily anticipate fatalities. Know that
it is an expectation with war that not all do return. It's always sad to see. You will not be able to provide agents when you go further down the sea.
Nor would I ask you to. We needed outside aid for this, but not that your warriors are not strong, but we are going to the bottom, the very depths. We may not come back, and we've asked so much of you. If there is a way that I can assist in memorials, or I don't know what storm giants think of us. I know what you think of us. I know you like us.
I do think the others would prefer to observe in their own fashion.
That makes sense.
With apologies, but without you.
I understand.
I'm sorry. It is... Long-lived people have longer-held opinions. It takes a while to change.
I understand. Would you, at a later time, just send me, if you could, their names and deeds they performed?
Of course. Is this why both of you have come to Maelstrom?
I believe Fae had different questions and reasons to come.
Is there anything that you wish my ear of?
I don't think so. I know you have your duties to attend to. It did occur to me and that I don't have a home somewhere. So I was hoping that at some point we could talk about if I could perhaps have a place to stay in Maelstrom or somewhere.
You have served as a champion of the Wyrmskull Throne for some amount of time now. Nobody literally knows.
No one really knows because of the Fae time.
Fae time, that's right. But certainly been a while. Yes, I will see that you are always have a place here at Maelstrom if you choose to have it.
Also, give it a minute. I don't. You have to deal with an opinion problem of small folk, and I don't want the next thing that happens after an assault to be requesting. It's more, I want a room and a space here, but after I deal with the Kraken. When I'm not.
Well, if you can forestall it just a bit longer than that, I imagine it will be even easier.
Perfect.
But no, you will always have space here, so long as I hold court. And I believe you will have more space here in the future. Though I imagine you will not want it. This is not quite your environment of choice. And as she's saying, as she's looking out into a pinkish kind of window that's overlooking a whirlpool down that's in front of the four main citadels of Maelstrom.
It does take some getting used to.
Yes, most are not. I think a lot of people find being under the ocean as kind of oppressive and crushing and sort of a bleak void.
You've given me a lot to think about.
I can't tell if that was canon or Uthal.
Yes.
Yes.
We should discuss more. I need to find ways to put it into words, but it does help. Being here helps put some things into focus.
I hope so. This castle has stood for a very, very long time. And she's kind of like picking up some tchotchke off of a shelf and she's putting it back and she's looking around her. Heals and changes many things. Mayhap someday this too will rest.
Hopefully not for a while.
Hopefully sooner than I would anticipate.
That's fair. The city awaits.
Home.
I will work my best to get you your home. You know that. I don't need to say that, but
I do. I have the utmost confidence. What happens after? Just say I have not as clear focus there.
Well, I know Fae had questions, so
of course.
Hi.
Hello, Faelinthara.
I also have to tell you how sorry I am about the storm giants who fought and who fell. I haven't really lived very long. I'm hopefully looking at quite a few years ahead, but I do know what it's like to go to a place where there should be people who have lived so many years, who have made relationships and who have so much history. And it's always sad when that kind of loss, when you have to face that kind of loss. So I'm sorry.
Thank you.
This is going to sound pretty crazy. But as a part of the Wild Hunt, the Horned King kind of sent me in this direction. He mentioned something about Storm Crow never having led the hunt before. That's familiar to you? Because I have looked all over the north and then a couple of other planes trying to find anything about the Storm Crows, and you are the only person I'm pretty sure I know.
Uthal!
Oh,
you can hear her voice kind of ring. It kind of echoes throughout the cavernous hallways.
It's not good. Hello.
He wants me to kill the Kraken, and I just thought that this might be relevant to everything that's happened. That's what I'm supposed to do.
She's taking a minute. She's looking at you and looking at Uthal and back to forth between the two of you. Uthal, you have a very focused mind as it pertains to power, usage, application. Focused. A storm crow is not a title. It's a term for those that can control the weave instinctually. Normally when I cast a spell, right, I must gesture, I must make somatic and material or verbal components. Stormcrows are a group of individuals who can influence events beyond their ken by controlling the weave. That sounds very vague. Just imagine, if you would, that a sparrow flew into an enemy's castle. And then the castle was immediately incinerated, and everybody in it burned alive, and a bird flew away. Stormcrows are individuals with phenomenal power because of their ability to leverage magic outside of the normal constraints of it.
I don't think I can set a whole building on fire, but I can do some magic now when I'm in wild shaped, when I am a bird.
And your purpose to this end, is it tied to his?
In general, everything that I've really learned about magic and
But in 500 years.
Been able to do.
But in 500 years, where will your allegiances lie?
I think about everyone I know who's still going to be alive in 500 years. Allegiances lie will probably be with him. And if his allegiance is to you, then you as well. You've always been such a friend to everyone.
She's kind of walking around the room as she's thinking and she's talking out loud. Where we are going, many things will change. When everything's changed, there is usually conflict. Those in power don't wish to lose power. Those who want power wish to gain it. Many in the middle don't have a choice and are pushed where power wills it. I'm cautious because I don't know where and on what side you will land on that.
Me personally?
You personally.
Oh, well, my wife is going to be the queen of a city. I am a lord amongst the Fae, and I am still figuring out what both of those really mean. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific than that. I'm still, as I mentioned, very young.
That is good. It is good to know yourself and your goals. Do let me know when you think you know.
500 years or... Okay.
I didn't say that. Well, then, the Stormcrows are agents of change, unaffiliated.
That's right.
If there's a city there and they don't want the city there, plagues, locusts, fire, rain, earthquakes, and then the city isn't there. Desert might become overgrown with growth and oases. Just be sand and lightning. Historically, Stormcrows is a term for those who would meddle, would push the world where they see it fit. For an individual with a cause, break the world, get pushed apart. must understand those that have been around long enough. Many examples where a dream overreached and many lives lost. And if you would call yourself one of them, well, for once, I do not know which way the winds are blowing, and that makes me quite nervous.
It's a title I didn't even know I had, and so I was informed of it. But my cause is to protect people and places I love, and to do good. And I think I know what that looks like tomorrow and the week after and probably the month after that and a couple 100 years. I can't say for sure. That's all.
Well, think on it. And I will think on it some more. I might have something that may be of use for you, knowledge-wise, but let me think on it.
I leave.
It was good to see you again, Queen Serissa.
Well, you do know, not long before your acclaim, there was another calamity that nearly befell the North. Elemental powers were perverted, coerced, and threatened to do horrible things up and down the North.
I'd heard about that. I was pretty isolated at the time.
Right. Well, those powers are quite capable. Do you know and trust your compatriots? Have the same goals and means?
I know and trust almost all of my compatriots with my entire life, and I would vouch for their character. And the ones that don't quite fit that category, I trust that they are doing things right now for the right reasons. If you're talking about Fae, I trust her much more so than others. Maybe Brottor, actually. Brottor cannot deceive.
She walks with you. She air circles it for a minute as you walk over to another section of the castle, and she finds there's a very large, looks like kind of a bas relief of the North on it, and she kind of holds out her finger for a second and points into a section and just kind of taps on it in the middle of the Disarn Valley in the north. It's fine. I'll mark it down for you. And she will mention I think it's broken now, or maybe it still stands. Either way, it doesn't matter. There is or was a tower here, and behind it is a crevasse that leads to a temple. If she wishes to get more in tune with elemental powers of air, there.
Okay.
I assume it would be moderately safe, but the last time anyone went there, it was very dangerous.
I understand.
Good. Let us both hope she is the ally you think she is. Remember, if she changes her mind.
I will think on this before relaying this information.
And she's dismissing free to hang out more in Maelstrom or not.
Yeah. I think I will not hang out in Maelstrom tonight.
Sure.
I'll go back to the castle.
You guys can hang out in the castle. First off, is there anything you're doing when you'd like to get set up while you're there in the castle?
Not for me.
Doesn't take too long as you're getting situated and settled there before a messenger comes, and he lets you have a little note, and then he holds out his hand looking for a tip.
Of course. 3 gold?
Thank you, sir. It is a letter. You recognize the bottom of it, or rather the top of the crest. It looks like a very highfalutin seal. You recall it from the Maiden's Fancy, the Seafair, that you previously encountered. And as you open it and read through in a very, very flourishy but Greek handwriting, she's almost ready. Another 10 days. Then she'll make her way south. And then the crest for Jar Axel. All of this is being cut. Edit all of it.
Cut it out.